Hey guys, Sarah with My Gene Pro. So I just got done with my midwife appointment, and don't worry, I'm not driving. And I wanted to share with you why we chose a midwife in the first place. This is our third pregnancy, and I chose a midwife with my first son after seeing the documentary The Business of Being Born. And it just really opened up my eyes and made me very curious as to what are the statistics around birth in the United States. And what I found was that the interventions that people take in what are considered normal healthy pregnancies, normal healthy labor and births have gone up tremendously in the last decade or two. It used to be that there was only about 2% of women giving birth that were getting cesareans, and now it's up to almost 30%, and that's a huge number. I wanted as little intervention in my delivery as possible, and I also was learning a lot by reading books and by looking into other women's birth stories to see what it is that would work best for me and what I felt most comfortable with. Obviously, when you're having your baby, you want to choose the safest route, and for me, that was having my baby with a midwife, because that's where I felt the most comfortable. I don't feel comfortable in hospitals. I don't feel comfortable being treated like an emergency, and that's what birth has become in the United States. Is that it's become an emergency, and it's also become a fearful thing for a lot of women, and it's built up that way in the media, in movies. That's just how birth is portrayed, as like this painful, fearful, scary thing. And when you listen to experts like Ina May Gaskin, who is one of the founders of midwifery in the United States, basically, she says that we're the only mammals that are afraid of birth. And when you think about that concept, it's very true. We really are. We're the only ones that put fear around labor and birth. And because of that fear, we try to take precautions that will keep us from entering the danger zone, if you will. And those precautions can sometimes cause other issues and can sometimes keep a woman from having the birth of her dreams. And for me, that birth was an uninterrupted experience with my husband and with our new baby. I wanted to do it naturally, and not because I'm some strong he-woman, but just because when I looked into what I wanted for my kids, I wanted as little intervention as possible, and I just wanted things to go the way God had intended, the way nature intends, and for me that meant doing the most natural route. It wasn't easy. My first son, I struggled through the labor because I didn't know what was happening, and luckily I had some people there who coached me through it and were very realistic with me and very helpful. But I also had a normal, healthy pregnancy, and I know there's women out there who have high-risk pregnancies, and they would love to have a home birth, they would love to have a birth with a midwife, but that's just not in the cards. And to those women, obviously, when you go into a hospital, find a doctor, find a doula, find somebody who can advocate for your wishes, for your desires, because if you want as little intervention as possible, you need to have somebody there who's fighting for you in the moments that you're unable to fight for yourself. And that was another thing that I noticed after talking to women who had gone the hospital route and had gone the home birth route. They all said the same thing. They just felt like they weren't heard when they were in the hospital. They felt like their wishes, what they wanted, was ignored. I've even heard a story where a mom, she wanted to have her babies naturally. She was having twins, and the surgeon came in and stood over her and said, "You're not going to be able to do it. I'm just going to wait here, for you to need me," and was condescendingly staring at her and basically taunting her. And to my surprise, she had those babies naturally, and she proved him wrong. And so and not everybody's story is like that, but that's definitely some common themes that I've heard of. And it was something that encouraged me to look into the most comfortable, the most safe route for me and my family. Of course, there's always plan Bs, and there's always, what if this happened, what if this happened. So obviously, we know in the case of emergency, this is what we would do. And our midwife is a registered nurse. She's worked in the hospital setting for many, many years, and this is actually her first, she's actually branching off and doing home births now. She's been in a hospital for years and years and years. And another recommendation that I can give to you is when you're looking for a midwife or a doctor, whoever, don't just accept whoever pops up on your insurance plan. What I did was I messaged one of the top birth photographers in the Denver, Colorado Springs area. She's been to over 200 births. So chances are she knows who's good and who's not. And so I messaged her, and she was very willing to, work with me and to give me a couple suggestions. And the first person on the top of her list was the midwife that I was actually already looking into anyway. So it worked out. So that's one way that you can find a midwife or find a doctor that works for you. At the end of the day, this is about mom, this is about baby, this is not about who's right or who's wrong, this is about doing what's right for you. And if you have a healthy, normal pregnancy and you're thinking about going the midwife route or going the natural route, feel free to message me or comment below. We'd love to point you in the right direction and just be that support for you, because I know for myself, I didn't get a lot of support with my first pregnancy. People doubted me. People thought I was crazy. People thought I was just trying to be some granola hippie, which I'm not. People thought I was just trying to prove my strength, which I'm not. I was just wanting to do the best thing for my baby and the best thing for myself. And so that's really what it boils down to. It's about mom, it's about baby. So if you have any questions or if you need a support system, please feel free to message us, like this page, share it with your friends, and I will see you guys later. Stay blessed.